Welcome back, man, to another episode of the 5060 show.
Well, we always gonna bring you 110%.
That's right, man. I'm Scoobs.
And I'm Coach Rosie.
Man, we appreciate everyone being here today, man. So let's get right into it, man. So, a few good things kind of happened this week. Of course, the first thing is that I won. I needed this dub to catch back up to you. You're still one up on me. So man, I just got to keep studying hard, doing my homework. I definitely gambled on the Dolphins, but at the end of the day, hey, they're who helped me win this game. Why are you looking like that?
Now listen, before we even get there, I'm gonna say happy birthday, my brother. My brother just had a birthday yesterday. You know,
Man,
big 3-5 in the building.
oh,
Before we even get to the football piece, just want to say happy birthday to you for sure. Make sure the
I
people know
appreciate it. Thank
about
you.
your
I mean,
birthday.
we did kind of skip ahead. We didn't even ask how both of
We
us,
didn't even do no intros.
how rude,
Right, for
how rude,
sure.
man. I mean, we could do it now. How was your week, though? We could still throw it in there real quick.
You though, man. You know it's your birthday, man. I wanted to hear from you first. You go
Man,
first. You go first.
it's I don't know. Like I said, such a blessing just for another year, man. Of course, starting with these podcasts and just the success that we're having, man. That's really all I'm happy for. But it was a pretty good week, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of good football, and that was about it, man. Me and the wife are actually about to go out on a date, a little birthday date. So, I got my favorite cake. Everybody know I like to eat, but oh man, had a pretty good meal too. I got to highlight this. Thank you to my wife. I had kind of one of my favorite meals. It was lamb chops with like the rice and gravy, and I can't remember what the vegetable was, but I ate it so fast though, really. But anyway, yeah, man.
And
Like
she
I
like
said,
cooked that? Like she cooked lamb chops.
yeah, nah, man,
Oh, that's fancy. That's fancy.
she fell right off the bone. But really what she did, I mean, she does cook lamb, things like that, but what she did, she put it in a crock pot. She kind
Oh
of
yes, I'm sure it was like super like tender.
bruh.
Yeah, for sure.
But nah, man, like I said, man, another blessed year, man. I can't complain, man. A lot of good football. Best time of the year for me, best time of the year for us. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. Um, everything's slowing back down, Um, we like my team, like we lost in the second round of the state playoffs, so football is done for us. It's a little bittersweet because you want to keep playing, but as we get older and we have kids and our families and stuff, there is a silver lining to it because we get to spend more time with our families.
Yeah.
So that's been good, just being able to get home a little earlier and, see the kids and the wife and spend a little more time instead of me getting home right when it's bedtime and that kind of thing. So, being a little more time with the family's been good. So, looking forward to that.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, so
That's
now it's the off season and, just trying to make sure I'm keeping everything balanced between home life and work and all that. So,
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say before we get back to this recap for week 10, I do again, I say this like before and after every episode, but again, I do appreciate you stepping your time out for this podcast because again, you having a young family, a family that definitely needs you there. I know your wife needs you there as well. So I do appreciate you, just taking a little time out of your life for this podcast each week, man. So it's I man, I know, but but anyway, man, let's get back to this recap. Again, I mean, we can really shorten it up because again, most of our games were pretty matched up, even the ones that lost, we chose the same teams, but Let me see. As far as just that, the number three, the I chose the Patriots and you chose the Bears. Ugly game, very ugly game. I mean, it's really not much to say about it. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots won 19-3. Caleb Williams, man. I mean that in that locker room and on the field, I don't know what's going on with those players. I don't know if you heard about. I think we had this was yesterday, I believe so. Which I kind of agree, but I disagree. But it was a couple veterans players for the Bears that actually they're actually kind of suggesting or demanding that they not demanding, but they're suggesting that to bench Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know from what I keep getting from all the football news, it's just starting to look like quite a few people in the locker room they just don't like Caleb Williams. I don't know if it's because of his style of play or if it's because of his personality or whatever the case may be off the field, but it's definitely got them going downhill. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just mention that as far as those two teams. In the last game of the week of week 10, which is that Dolphins versus Rams game, I was very, very nervous about this game. For one, yes, because I was playing against you, but man, that I because I just knew I made a mistake by picking the Dolphins, man, because the Rams, they had a really good game last week. So I really thought it was gonna be a better turnout, for the Rams. But with them losing the way they did, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty bad. They lost 23-15. So that's I mean, what am I saying? That's actually two scores. So, they just couldn't get it done, but I mean, again, hopefully between the wide receiver, Stafford, hopefully everyone comes together because I actually I know I picked the Dolphins, but I really thought that I thought the Rams was going to smack them.
No, yeah, I mean, it ended up being a close game.
Yeah,
The Dolphins won by a touchdown, and it just the Rams they
it was a
they
tough.
just couldn't keep them contained. I mean, Tua had a decent game with him coming back and everything. He went uh 20 for 28 with 207 yards passing and a touchdown.
Yeah,
Um, you know, Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill was a little quiet. Was a little quiet.
yeah, he was.
Only receiving 16 yards, but in that was the touchdown. So Jalen Waddle had three receptions at 57 yards. So I mean, it was definitely a team victory.
Yeah,
And then Malik Washington, the running back, he scored the other touchdown
yeah,
on his one carry.
yeah.
So he
Of
had
course.
one carry, 18 yards, and one touchdown.
18
So
yards though,
yeah,
like man,
yeah,
that's still impressive on one carry.
sure. Now A Chain kind of underperformed. He had 12 carries for 37 yards, like 3.1 to carry.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man. Whew. I was actually nervous. I'll say this the last part about that because as far as fantasy football, because I was playing against A Chain and I'm like, dang, he actually is doing a bad job. So, but that's one thing I will say about the Dolphins too. As I'm looking at kind of the rushing stats, they were passing that. I mean, they were handing that ball off to quite a few more people. You know what I'm saying? I think a total of uh, about three, I guess three different running backs. So sharing the ball a lot, man. But it definitely got me the dub in fantasy football. So I was happy with that, man.
sure.
All right, man. Well, let's get to the real game of the week, man. The Chiefs, man. It's Chiefs versus the Broncos. Whew. Oh my God, that game was crazy. This Chiefs game was crazy. I mean, I personally knew that the Broncos was going to give us a little competition. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was going to be more of a dog fight, but with that Broncos defense, but
for sure.
we pulled it off, man.
No, yeah, it was definitely. I mean, here's the thing: the Chiefs have had a trend. Like, we are not blowing people out. We are not winning convincingly. We are simply winning.
Yeah.
And um, this game had me on my toes. Like, I was
Um,
like, man, I was sitting there with the misses, and I'm like, and to be honest, I was at a point where I was like, well, if we're gonna lose one, it might as well be right now,
Might as well.
and
I,
that kind of thing. And then it's like, oh shoot, like,
dude,
and
oh,
it's so crazy because people hate us so bad. Like we're legit the Patriots of the early two
oh,
thousands. Like people hate the Chiefs. I've seen all these freaking conspiracy theories how about how the Broncos was a part of us winning. Like,
yeah.
there's no way you can fake a blocked field goal, dude. Like, there's no way you can do that.
Oh, not at all. Not it's just the work that they're putting in, and like I just feel like the little things just added up, and they found something at the end that they probably been looking at all game,
All right,
which is good coaching, right, Coach Rosie?
all right.
You got to make adjustments. You gotta you gotta do things like this in order to win, but. I will say, similar to your story, my wife was sitting next to me too. She was kind of halfway falling asleep during that, towards the end of that game, right? And I'm watching all the way to the last play. If you're a Chiefs fan, you're always going to have hope, but with it being a 35-yard field goal, it's like, you know, but well, it was actually hilarious. I'm glad she's not here right now. But it was hilarious because she was kind of asleep on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? But like when I tell you I jumped up and screamed so loud when they blocked that,
She's like, what happened?
it was, man, it was great. But again, I will give it to the rookie quarterback Bo Nix. Still had a pretty good game. 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. No picks, you know what I'm saying, versus that good Chiefs defense. But like I said, I mean, it was definitely a shaky game, but it's kind of been like that it's been like this all season, every game. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's why you cannot give up on the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep hope alive until the last play. Don't be like DJ Moore, nobody like that. Like
Listen, at the end of the day, it's not over till it's over.
that's right. I'm
And the
telling
Chiefs have shown us that time in and time out. So
you, any young men and women watching this, men and women athletes, work hard, study film, do what you got to do, man, but do not stop, do not give up until the very last play, until the whistle is blown, whatever sport you're playing. But anyway, man, congratulations to the Chiefs, still the only undefeated team in the league. Whew. I know that had all Chiefs fans on they. Man, that was crazy.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, man. But since we're talking about the Chiefs, we keep talking about this block field goal. Man, let's get into this. We get them chopping.
You gotta get them chopping.
Get him chopping.
Man. So Rosie, who we got for get them chopping this week, man?
You know, so before I get to the get them chopping, I'm gonna give a little props first, and then I'm gonna go to the get them chopping. So,
Okay.
so I'm gonna give props to my guy, 54 for the Chiefs, Leo Chanel, who came up big with the block. I mean, that was huge. That was huge. And and really and really big props to him. And like as a Chiefs fan, I've been knowing him for the past few years. He's been with us, but you watch other broadcasts, they're saying his name wrong. They don't even know who he is. So to me, like, he wasn't as popular as I thought he was because he's been with us. He's won a couple rings with us already. Like, I mean, so so I do want to shout him out first, Big 54, Leo Chanel. So going to work, get him chopping. It's another 54. Okay. Number 54 for the Broncos.
Uh,
He plays center, but he is on their field goal unit at a guard spot. Alex Forsyth. You know, he did not have a great day.
Get him chopping.
So here's the reason why this happened. I mean, if you get a chance, go and watch this clip of the blocked field goal, and if you can go watch the every PAT, every field goal before that, he was not doing a good job of blocking.
no.
And like how Scooby mentioned earlier, I know we do this at the high school level. It's probably way more enhanced at the college level of like there's a coach who has a who like has an iPad on the sideline looking for weaknesses
Yes.
in their field goal unit. Like there's somebody who is like that's their job. Like find a weakness on the opposing team's field goal unit. And 54, Alex Forsyth was the weak point. Like he was getting knocked around. He really wasn't even
He
he
was.
he really wasn't doing his steps correctly. He was kind of just sitting there and just getting knocked over. So that opened up that gap for Leo to come in and block that kick. So with that, Alex Forsyth, you got to get him chopped.
Get him chopping.
And I definitely want to give you the floor for this, but I have to I have to say what I got to say too.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, again, as a former coach, but as a football guy, football fan, all that good stuff. This was probably uh and let me also add, as being a former offensive lineman as well, this was just horrible form. It was just no effort. It was just, I mean, everything just checked off of, like you said, the one coach that is just looking for that weakness. Now, as everyone is watching this, please, y'all, please go and watch the video. Watching in slow motion a little bit too. I'm gonna say this, and again, I'm gonna say this to you too, Rosie. The first extra point, boom, nobody rushed him, right? The second extra point, they rushed him, he just fell, right? But as you're looking at him, he think about it, Rosie, he's in more of like just a squat position, but he was on his heels.
Yeah.
So that's, me trying to still study football is I love it so much. And I mean, I have you can never, I mean, that's the whole point of football. You're always going to learn more. But he was just in literally a squat position, and he was just like, I mean, all his weight was just on his heels. So if anyone who knows football, period, you don't even have to be a lineman to understand this. I mean, it was ridiculous, man. He got so anyway. So the first extra point, nobody rushed, nobody was over, and nobody pushed him. Second extra point, boom, they rushed over him, pancaked, straight pancake, bro. And again, the field goal, the one that actually needed to count to beat the Chiefs, he did the same exact thing, man. And I mean, just another pancake. So again, man, I definitely just wanted to get that input on there, man. It was just a horrible performance. I have no idea what they're going to do with him after this week, but I'm sure they're going to fulfill that spot with someone else now.
Sure.
I mean, as a coach, as a fan, I know it's two different things, but no, that if they don't do that, then a coach is probably going to get fired.
No, yeah.
All right, but
On
again,
short side, you gotta get them chopped. Get them chopping.
all right, man. So let's move on to some college football. I know we always give you guys just a few games to just watch, you know what I'm saying, a good showdown. I'm gonna say this: the first game was the number 21 Colorado versus Texas Tech. Dude, Colorado is I mean, they're just not like that prime time. You always want to watch them because you just never
Right.
know what's gonna happen. But anyway, man, Colorado ended up beating Texas Tech, man, moving up to number 18 now. So, they moved up a few spots, and again, they beat Texas Tech 41-27. And next we have I know we wanted you guys to watch number 24, Vanderbilt versus South Carolina. Now, because of that, Vanderbilt got knocked out by South Carolina 28-7, and now South Carolina is number 23. Now, obviously, they got to do a lot more to try to advance and get to the playoffs. But hey, what is it? 12, Rosie?
12, yeah.
Well, and the third game that we wanted you all to watch was number 11 Alabama, who was always a good showdown, versus number 14 LSU. I mean, they've been kind of struggling this year too. But again, with Alabama doing what Alabama does best, they beat LSU 42-13, moving them up to number 9 now. So again, they were number 11 last week. Now they are number 9. So again, great showdowns. I mean, please, if anyone missed the games, whatever the case may be, go back and look at the highlights, just so you guys are more caught up on what's going on to prepare for next week.
For sure. No, yeah. So our games that we want to highlight for this week, we have number 23 South Carolina facing number 24 Mizzou. Um, I think that's going to be a good SEC matchup. Uh, if Mizzou wants any chance to get back into this top 12 to make the playoff, they have to win this game. They lose this one. I mean, they've already won enough to get a bowl game. They're gonna get a bowl game, but if they want a chance at the Natty, they have to win this game.
Yeah.
Very important. And then the next one is number 6 Tennessee playing number 11 Georgia. So we've kind of seen Georgia kind of be up and be down, and they're currently sitting at number 11, facing number 6 Tennessee. This is an opportunity for Georgia to make a push if they still want to, get into that playoff round.
Yep. Yep. They're right there, man. They just
Number
got to
six,
hold down the spot.
number 6 Tennessee. They're just trying to hold on and keep climbing. So these two games are the games that I think are the highlight games of this week. Mizzou versus South Carolina and Tennessee versus Georgia.
I like it, man. Oh, it's gonna be some good games. Oh, all right. Oh,
So what game is the one? What game is the one?
the number 13, the Bengals versus the Chargers.
I was surprised they're like you didn't pick the Bills. I was really like, he gonna pick the Bills versus the Chiefs because he gonna be like, well, I just think the Bills can beat the Chiefs.
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
just knew he was gonna do
I ain't
that.
gonna lie. I started to, but I was like, nah. I think the Chiefs, man, with defense and special teams playing like this, come on, man. Come on, you gotta have
So,
faith.
okay. So let's just talk about this Chargers and Bengals game then.
All right. So again, man, as far as this week 11 goes, man, this is how it gets though, man. We're on point. But again, we have all the same picks except for one game, and it's the Bengals versus the Chargers. I was pretty skeptic on this pick as well, man. Chargers are they're rolling. They're rolling, man. Yeah, but I just think, dude, if oh shoot, if Joe Burrow and I don't know if T Higgins is coming back this week, but or yeah. Anyway, but I just think, what I'm saying, depending on how the Chargers defense responds, I really think Joe Burrow is gonna just gonna just start throwing that thing in there like it was last week. Even though they lost to the Ravens, but with that performance, man, you can just tell everyone is healthy. And if a couple more of their guys come back, that's why I picked the Bengals, man. So
So I think the Chargers are going to take this one because very similar to the Chiefs, the Chargers are finding a way to win. And, Coach Harbaugh, that's what he does best. I mean, he finds a way to win. He
yeah,
just does. Um,
great coach.
you know, Justin Herbert, Quentin Quentin Johnston, I believe
Johnson, yeah,
he's the receiver who's
yeah,
been going off lately. J.K. Dobbins has been having a good year. I mean, they really find a way to really control the time of possession,
yeah.
keeping the ball in their hands, and then keeping the ball out of the opposing offense hands. So I think that's going to play the difference. Is that if the Chargers have their way, they're going to control the time of possession, which
Yep,
will limit what Joe Burrow can do,
yep,
which will play the difference in this game.
yep. I actually agree. I mean, I think it's going to be a nice showdown. I mean, it just depends on just how these teams respond. You know what I'm saying? That rookie, I got to highlight that rookie too. McConkey, that rookie receiver. He's been one of those just those one receiving threats lately. As a rookie. So we're going to see how this goes, man. Again, it's going to come down to one game, and that's going to be the one game I'm watching. Hey, we gonna see, man. But all right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning into this show, man. It's been a good one. We got some great football coming up this week for the pros and for college level. Please tune in to more episodes, more reels, more shorts, and everything on Instagram, TikTok, and definitely on YouTube. Please subscribe and tell your friends about us, man. Again, this is the 5060 show.
We always gonna bring you 110%.
That's right. That's right, man. I'm your host, Scoobs.
And I'm Coach Rosie.
All right, man. We out.
Yeah, we'll see you.